Welcome back to another training video. This time it is Wednesday main training session. So the previous training session was just a nice, chill fundamentals day. This is the one where we're going who's training, what's going on, who's coming in, and there were a couple of interesting tidbits and questions that were answered during the presser.
We're equal fifth at the moment, sixth really, but it's the top five. We're hoping we can just heavy injuries. We've only won 2 out of the last. Oh shit! No good. No good. Yeah, simple, but just like.
One of the biggest things that I noticed, and not just me, everyone else around us noticed, that was no Darcy Moore at training today, so he didn't participate. He was okay yesterday when they were training. Craig McRae came out and said that he just had a bit of a knock to the back or a bit of a stiff back, so he didn't train, but at the moment he will be playing against Brisbane, so there's nothing to worry about just yet. On Friday, when it's the captain's run and it's the full squad plus a couple of emergencies, then we'll know a better picture. And even on a better picture of Bobby Hill, Billy Frampton, and Jordan De Goey.
For a marking option, and Ruckman a little bloke up in
The Ruckman has to stay into the circle though. At the moment. Smashing it. Pendles for another year. He's already signed for the one.
Now, speaking of Bobby Hill, Jordan De Goey, Billy Frampton, and Pendlebury, they all got through training unscathed. So that was today and yesterday. And let me tell you, they all looked incredible. The biggest question is, and they'll go to selection and they'll figure it out, is Jordan De Goey going to get another run in the VFL? Is Billy Frampton going to get another run in the VFL? From what Craig McRae was saying in the presser, it looks like Bobby Hill will definitely play. But it's just that, you know, getting a little bit more legs into Jordan De Goey. They played him 70% of game time. Does he come on as a sub against Brisbane? I wouldn't mind Geordie as the sub, but I also would like him to play maybe at least 85, close to 100% game time in the VFL. So that's going to be an interesting one to see. But God, Bobby looked good, and he looks ready. There he is there. He looks ready to go for the Brisbane Lions.
He's trying to backline. Yeah.
Is Jeremy Howe playing this week or the week after?
Nah, next week.
Now, we've talked about Dan McStay training with the backman and what that sort of looks like going forward. And Craig McRae, again, addressed this in his presser, where he said that, you know, it's just to get a little bit of flexibility. And I don't know, it's just a little bit interesting, especially with Darcy Moore not training today. And I know they said that he's touch and go, and we'll find out, you know, Thursday night team selection and then on Friday for the captain's run. But Dan McStay did a lot more work with the backman than he did with the forwards that I could see anyway. So that's just one to keep an eye out on as well. Compared to our last few main training sessions over the last couple of weeks, this one was pretty, I was going to say low-key. It's not low-key because they're still doing situational training. They're still doing, you know, half-ground match sims. They're still doing all of these other sort of pressure drills and kicking it out and converting forward 50 inside forward 50s and stuff like that. So low-key in the sense that it wasn't a full-on bruising training session like it has been. And again, that's because we go into this game on a 6-day break and then we play Hawthorn on a 5-day break. So they're going to save some stuff in the tank for those games. Pendles will also play this weekend to quell any of your fears that you had. He was moving like a 20-year-old Pendlebury, so that's something you want to see there. He just gave it off the handball. Now, wearing Lockie Sullivan's 33, in solidarity with Lockie doing his PCL and will be out for the rest of the season. So that was really, really nice to see. Someone who really impressed me today that's going, I reckon, very under the radar is Harry Perryman. So I remember saying when we picked up Harry Perryman that he'd be a steal of the free agency sort of period or the trade draft period. And I know we're paying $900, whatever it is we might be paying for him. But the role that he plays in this team, he's Hoskin Elliott 2.0, right? And we've seen him hold his own in the back line, so I can't wait to see more reinforcements come into that back line. So I'm thinking Frampton and Howe as well in the next couple of weeks. And maybe we can, push Perryman back into the midfield a little bit to give us a little bit more speed and a bit of grunt in the middle. You can also, engage Jack Crisp to go back to a half-back defending role because Crispy has been a little bit down. And I remember talking to some guys today, so, that kind of agreed that Crispy needs to lift a little bit. But Perryman, I thought, had a really good training session. The most important thing to me was connection going inside forward 50. And that's what they were practicing for, I reckon, about 60% of this time, in my opinion, is just that, when they're doing sort of like the press and the full ground drills and the stuff that you're sort of seeing here and coming off the half-back line, it's all about getting that connection, getting that good last kick into the forward 50. And we improved it last week against Richmond. It was shocking against Fremantle. So trajectory says that it's only going to get better. Also, love Roan Steele. I think there is definitely a place for him in the next couple of games. I still think there's only going to be those three changes that we sort of talked about, but Frampton is the interesting one. I know I talked about him a bit earlier in this video, but Craig McRae, touting VFL is interesting. I know Brisbane don't line up with tall forwards, a lot of them anyway. So maybe another week for Dean and Moore. It's all about can Moore play on Saturday. We'll see on the captain's run. One more thing that I noticed before this video wraps up was that Craig McRae was pretty vocal at times, and he was, there was a kick, I don't know if I got it on video, I don't think I did, where Lipinski or someone kicked it backwards, and McRae just stopped the drill and shouted barking orders, and then they went up the wing. So it's getting a bit testy in the best way possible. But that is it for this training video. I'll see you in the next training video, which will be the captain's run on Friday. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double checkers. I'll swoop you later.